Welcome back to another question and answers with Jorge. Today's question of the day is, how many kinds of bees are there in a colony? So we're going to go over that. During the early part of the summer, a normal colony consists of one queen and the only perfect female in the hive, several hundred drones, the male bees, and anywhere from 20 to 50,000 worker bees, which are all undeveloped females. The queen is not the ruler of the hive, as was formerly supposed, but is simply the mother. She lays the eggs. A good prolific queen in the height of bee season will lay from 2,000 to 4,000 eggs per day, or nearly twice her own weight, in 24 hours. Continual feeding by the worker bees enables her to do this. The drone is a male bee, and he has no sting or any suitable tongue with which to work. Hence, the drone does not work. Not so much because he is lazy, but because he has no tools to work with, nor weapons with which to defend the hive. The workers are stunted females, and as their name indicates, they do all the field work, such as bringing in pollen, nectar, building comb, and feeding the young. So, I should get up my board here. But instead of calling them types, in a beehive they're called castes. So, let me get some paper here. Very simple. You've got your females and you've got your males. So these are drones. So that's one caste. And then your female caste is divided into two. Here you've got your workers, which are about all the bees that most people have ever seen. If you've ever seen a bee on a plant, 99.9% sure it's one of these. It could be a male drone resting, but typically it's going to be one of these. These ones can produce drones. So we'll talk about that later. But these ones can produce drones. And then the other one is the queen. Now, what I just read said that there's only one queen, but in many of our hives, not many, but 10 to 20% of our hives will at some point in the year have two queens. Never seen three, but definitely have seen two. So the queen can lay workers, which are fertile eggs, and they can also lay drones. So what differentiates the queen and the workers is being able to store genetic material. So being able to mate. The workers cannot mate. So that's what we got. Those are the three kinds. What does that look like? Most of you guys that are following me know about bees, but let's just look at some pictures because my chicken scratch drawing is not going to cut it. So typically, like I said, in the spring we have one queen, and then we have all the workers. Now, this book is old school, and they said that the queen just lays eggs. There's still a debate. It's not settled yet. We don't know if the queen is giving orders here, which is what it looks like. She is the longest lived bee out of everyone here. She will outlive every single bee in her hive. Or are all of these people like the advisors to her? So the jury's still out. What I believe doesn't matter. What matters is that we need to have a productive queen, we need to be able to read how she's doing, and we need to have productive workers to know how they're doing. So everyone you see here is a female. It's easy to tell on a comb what a worker is because her wings, see that? Their wings are about as long as their body. Whereas the queen, it's hard to tell here, but her butt hangs out a little bit further than her body. Let's get another picture here. These are drones. These are males. So they're bigger, blockier. Their whole face is basically eyes, compound eyes, because they mate in flight. This picture was taken in the Napa Valley many, many years ago by another beekeeper. And basically, this time of year, October, September, many of the hives are not looking to reproduce anymore, so all the drones get cast out of the beehive. Last picture here, because I'm making these short. How many queens do you see? There's one down here, marked red. One up here, marked red. So, in our hives, these are sister queens. In our hives, we do see more cooperation than we do see competition. So, I mean, I can show you another dozen pictures on our Facebook page. I posted about a month ago where we had 2 queens. So, where there's abundance of food, there is usually cooperation instead of competition. So, the 1 queen, 1 hive thing, I'd say it's true 80% of the time. If you're lacking in resources, there's not enough resources to have 2 queens laying. So if you look back into the old literature, early 1900s, there was many systems where they kept 2 queen hives. Yes, they did use excluders, but look into that. We'll talk about that eventually. Have a great rainy day.